it's like, all right, pick the Nautilus, pick the Leona. No, you force him onto these enchanters. But as you pointed out, a lot of scalers on the top side for JDG. The Lighty's going to be able to get the full potential out of this Varus, but what can solve that ailment is getting the Varus pretty far ahead. Is Xiaohu's going for a level 3 roam with stun available. Missing does have the flash, but doesn't have the heal. And Xiaohu dares him to flash first, and he fails that dare and gives first blood into the General's hand.
At least be able to get the flash off properly enough to be able to survive in that situation. Instead, it's going to be a kill going down. Now Tian going to be hunting Jun in his jungle. Actually manages to get the stun off right here. This is a no
Jun
flash
has
Lilia.
no flash. Yep, exactly as you called it, Bloxer. Weibo coming out hungry.
Well, same thing here for Weibo. If they can get themselves a big lead early on.
Out. Oh my god, he stole the red buff. He blind stole the red buff. But he doesn't win this. He has nobody coming to help him, so he's just gift wrapped the red buff. Scout, what are you doing there? Feats of Warfare, 2 kills to Xiaohu.
Okay, so you're going to get the full lane swap, vertical map play, vertical jungling, just straight up vertical map play. Teleport going to come in from Breathe to get him into this bottom lane. Xiaohu also going to head down towards the bottom side of the map. The Drake does get picked up here for JDG. I really like this out of Xiaohu. He needed to respond, although might get caught here. Uh-oh.
Doesn't have the flash available to him, gets trapped in the Yorick pit, but Breathe is here with dominance, pops it, but he doesn't have his Xiaohu next to him. Timbers is trying to get some work done. Holy cola, the Meek. Breathe just healed about 200 HP, but guess what's better? The Rend comes through for Pays. Should be just fine as we see the bot lane rotating the mid once more here for JDG. Shun has showed up, level 6 here, hits the Swirl Seed. Knight's gonna go Xiaohu, he gets close enough to his turret, gets the heal from his support. Huge two-man stun, but guess what prevails at last? It's once again the Rend from Pays. Tian flies in though to get one in the missing, gets the impale down onto Shun as well. What a topsy-turvy game. These teams just can't stop fighting, and we've got more action coming. Pays clutch timing on that flash. The stun lands, but
Weibo, they're gonna have all 3 of these. No response at the moment from Jun. I've got to be honest, in terms of team compositions that like crazy back and forth early games, the one with the Lilia light, even though the early game's been crazy, getting to take away the 3 grubs from the team that has got the Yorick, that's going to be massive, but the fighting continues.
Oh, missing. Doesn't have hostile takeover. He has flash, but there's no point in burning it. He still does. Gets Breathe to trade his, but missing mispositions, continuing for another game.
Oh, that being
Tibbers
said,
versus Maiden.
dive. The dive is about to come through. With Maiden up, he's got a lot of healing to his name, so be careful to not get stunned up against the wall though, or impaled.
Shun is close by as well. He's going to flash back towards his teammate. Impale available for Tian. He takes a couple of turret shots. Lilting Lullaby comes across. There's the hostile takeover. Really well positioned from missing, and it collapses the dive. Alla survives, and that's not the headline. Guess what the real one is? 3 for 0. JDG once again. Read the Weibo minds. This is interacting with Dominus. You also lose first turret.
Yeah,
that is feats of strength.
Baffled by that. I do not know why he didn't just take that proc. You know you've got your support coming down. You know Jun's in the area as well. You can just take that tower.
Alright, well, this is what they wanted. And Breathe not going to be able to sidestep the handshake. Pops the Dominus, but this is 1 versus 3, and he's putting the playpen. Yorick dictates it. Alla gets another kill. The turret does go down. So while you give up the upgraded boots, it overall gold-wise is a bigger win for JDG on the cross map.
You know.
Okay, so we got 9 as the cast.
Little, like, but 4 solid ones so far. Tian picking this one up, very much not going to be a facepalm. Weibo so far has been playing a great game here on the Renata. Though a little bit of pressure right here. Herald also getting popped from Weibo. They just want to take down this mid lane tier 1.
They have 4 members strong here. Scout's going to TP in. Alla's still busy with the top lane tier 1. Turret's going to go down. Tian looking for a potential impale angle, but Shun is being really
Walk away.
Is this a distraction, though? Xiaohu is way more to take over the main, and here comes the play for Pays and missing. They use the Fate's Call to go after Erha. Pays is trying to hop around, but he's got a croc right in front of his face, so he flashes forward. Erha escapes. There's no Red coming across. They commit so much just to knock down the Weibo support, but Shun is running wild in the back of this fight. Clutch impale from Tien might have just saved Xiaohu. He flashes over the Swirl Seed. He gets the X-Styles impact. Shun thought he had a double kill. He's having to work for just one of the kills, but the Lilia is just so hard to outpace. On the flip side of this fight, Breathe gets 1 kill done, but Alla is way too far accelerated. The Yorick is going to send another one to the grave with the spade. Smacks him down. A messy fight, so accurately potent for this game too, but it's JDG barely coming out on top.
Fight so many different places where this one could have gone wrong. or well, depending on who you're supporting in this one. Jun,
Oh my!
Smite! Yep.
Oh,
Didn't have the
Erha.
smite.
That
He
was huge.
does well for himself. Yeah, at the very end of this one, but I feel like Breathe just isn't able to get anywhere near as much priority from this team fight as he would have hoped for. It's because he's just not been able to get ahead for himself in this team fight. Arla's so much further ahead than he is, just chunking him through, although very much...
A side lane going, he's actually present for this fight. We have Scout. Way too far away here. Yeah, good call. This is a 4v5, and Missing walks right into Xiaohu. They do get the Fates call out, so Timbers doesn't get a lot of value. Shun trying to chase off Xiaohu. Does get him away. Hostile takeover. Gonna hit onto 2. FaZe is starting to free hit. Gets a ton of Ren stacks into Breathe. What is he gonna call it? Boom. There's the first kill for FaZe. He remains untouched in this fight as Shun tries to run down Xiaohu and Erha. The root comes across the Lilia, but he has the stasis. He's waiting on his teammates. Shun needs the backup for JDG, but it's the kill over to Light. Finally, Scout shows up. Fate sealed onto Xiaohu. Only gets 1. Tien limps away from another Ren. Erha trying to buy space for Light, who really has lethal tempo, starting to free fire. It's a Gatling gun of Avaris, and Erha's trying to set him up. Light, going to be the hero, provide the halo for Weibo as they desperately try and crawl back in this game. All is far too low. Watch Tien off to the side. Already used the Ixtal's impact. Doesn't throw the stone close enough. So FaZe and Ala escape, but a big win for Weibo. Steps up most of this game. Or are on the flip side, who makes the least amount of mistakes that really could come out on top? As we have a catch onto Tien. Very tanky Skarner. Gets 2-man impale, but Erha's nearby. He has to flash over the wall to save him. The hostile takeover hits onto him and Tien. Where's the rest of Weibo? Because Tien is buying so much space. Erha finally falls. Breathe is about half HP. Here's the Fate Seal from Scout, though. And he gets the X Factor ult. We were waiting for him the last fight. Scout just made sure to send a pre-order through to the LPL English fans, because once the big product came, boy did it hit for JD Gaming.
There we go. They're just going to be able to push through onto this bottom lane tower as well, pick themselves up even more gold, reset, spend it as well, and head back out onto the map to pick themselves up another one of these Drakes. It's not happening between the two ADCs because FaZe just annihilates Light on the back end of that fight.
Scout has had a ton of criticism levied his way for a lot of mistakes at different points of this group ascent stage.
Great play for them right here.
Breathe has teleport, but he's walking his way up, so JDG are going to try and force their way in. Scout off to the side. Baron below 4K. Are we going to 50-50 this? Who's going to come out on top? Hostile takeover, impale. Tien impales the jungler, then hits the smite. Can they win the fight off the back end? Because FaZe is running wild. Everyone on top of each other. Breathe finally shows up, but FaZe with another clutch frag. He gets in, finds 2 kills, gets out. FaZe is a superstar for JDG, and he might just push them over the edge to get the sweep home. It's just Shun and Erha. Shun is going to chase down Tien and Erha. They're looking for the knockout blow here. Blocks her. They won't let this Karma and Skarner escape until they just barely get back to their tier 2 turret.
Just about going to be able to squeak away, but still the fight very much won right here for JDG. There is going to be 2 Barons available for Weibo, but they've lost 500 gold off the back of it. And remember, that counter includes the 1,500 gold you get for simply picking up the objective. This game very much falling away from Weibo. They may well be on a 5-game losing streak when all is said and done at the end of today. I think all but one of them is going to be bad. Wow. Most likely.
Weibo, though, indexing this Baron play into the mid lane. They knock down the tier 2 turret. They get the hostile takeover out for very little, but Light is the one that gets hit, and he immediately takes his teammate down about half HP.
In out onto this 4v5. I love this from Scout, actually. Just trying to stop any recalls.
He wants Paze. He gets the root. Xiaohu's here. Timbers down. With the Fates call from Paze is once again perfectly timed. Lilting Lullaby into the Fate Seal. They've got Light, and they've shoved him into the dark depths of the gray screen. Paze finally drops on the top side of the fight to Xiaohu, but it's time for Scout and Shun to try and bring this one home. Scout full HP, but he's lost all of his teammates. Keep in mind, though, the bottom left corner of your screen. Scout is buying so much time for Ala. He gets himself the triple kill. No way. Can Scout do it all on his own? The Karma Shields may ruin it. His health bar's too low. Gets the Q. W comes down, goes back forward, but the healing's enough. But the base of Weibo is the big loss. Ala's not slowing down, Bloxer.
Can he do it? I don't think he can do it. He just doesn't have the build. He's got a team fight build. He's not got the Yorick build that we were really expecting.
Oh my god, he's going for it. No way.
There's no way.
It's just the tank, Skarner, and the Karma. They're not doing any damage. Erha and Tien, they're watching their base implode. Finally, it's Ala that comes up and Light saves it. Oh man. I am continually perplexed. Okay, he just fate sealed to get closer to Scout. He didn't even use the ultimate on Xiaohu. What am I watching? Ah, my eyes! Here they go. Starting the Baron. Redemption's going to spot them out. 4v4 for now. Light does a ton of damage onto this Baron. Scout goes over the wall to spot it. They use the Fate's Call to get away from Xiaohu's major damage. They throw missing towards Xiaohu, but he gets away from the handshake. Has all on top of him, and the fight is separated by that big wall. And guess who's on top of Xiaohu? It's Pays for the first kill. Shooting the Muck, trying to use the bailout to get saved, but Light finds the kill.
Oh,
Scout flies in, tries to get onto Light, but he survives once more. Lethal tempo going brazy for Weibo's AD carry. And now it's the marksman that we have to highlight as this fight continues to evolve. Tons of low health bars. Erha, Tien, Breathe. They're so low and ripe for the taking. All the flies in, but the shields are so massive. But Pays is bigger. You thought he fell off last series? Guess what? Pays is the top marksman in the league for reasons like this. Completely ends Weibo's chances. Get the brooms out. Weibo have been swept out by JD Gaming.
There we go, that's the team fight that they've been finally looking for. That's why the Yorick is built like a team fight mauler, and they're going to be able to just push through and end this game. Xiaohu is going to be up in 7 seconds time. If he's got a miracle in him, now would be the time to pull it out, and this is going to be Weibo's chances of making it into the playoffs straight up, disappearing away from them right in front of their eyes.
Scout seeping in, holy moly, Timber's value. Alla doesn't have a chance. I hate that the turrets are a little bugged.
They're not going to be able to end.
No, JDG.
Smite fight somehow.
They have Rent Smite, so they really shouldn't lose, and no, they don't want to gamble it. The death timers are too long. They come off the Baron. It doesn't even, oh my god, they actually signed, seal, and delivered a Baron to Weibo.
Alright, let's see if this one gives Weibo positive gold.
No, not with that Tibbers from Xiaohu. He just whipped his entire combo. Scout gets out. They're going to lose the Infernal Drake for this, the No Soul. But Pays is hunting.
Pays.
Fate's Call once more. Pays is in front of all of Weibo. Who can finally shut down this Callista? He's dashing all around the bailout. It comes through. How does Pays do it? He's a miracle worker.
Yo!
This guy is an absolute wizard. And he's decimating Weibo again. This time, it's finally over. I'll say it. It's Pays is at the top of the LPL. And he's trying to rip JDG up with him.
Oh my lord, that is one of the sexiest plays I've seen in a while. Pays using every bit of his health bar, every bit of the bailout as well from missing. Just so gorgeous. And this finally is going to be the end. This is going to be the 2-0 for JDG, the momentum they needed to carry on. They want to get themselves into that top 4.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.